This is Attila Molnár from Budapest, Hungary, Eötvös Loránd University. My presentation isn't a research, it is a report of our latest activity at university. We are all affected by older people, and through this, by the literacy of older people. Among our parents or relatives, we surely will find some elder people. Since aging has an impact on every aspect of life, it will affect our social, economic, and cultural life. That's why we consider it important to get acquainted with the process of aging. The role of Third Age University is to make lifelong learning by giving chance for elderly learners to continue learning, studying. In the last 2 semesters, with my colleagues, we conducted some seminars for elderly learners at Third Age University. We found that adults, even at the age of retirement, do not stop learning, and that supporting plays a major role for elderly learners, and that both the participants of teachers and participants of Third Age University raise the knowledge. Now I'm going to unfold these 3 statements. When we formulated our statements, we wanted to answer some questions. Why did elders think learning was relevant? How did elders find the way to school? Where were elders welcomed? The first question is, why did elders think learning was relevant? There are several answers to this question. To see the answers, let me show you some citations of elderly learners. If we look at their phrases, we will see why they looked for the opportunity of learning, why they spent their free time at the seminars. As they said, I still have got a lot of questions. I want to feel self-confidence. My family needs my knowledge. It's a great feeling to be a student again at university. These answers are reflecting to the importance of the work of the organizers and the teachers of Third Age University. How did elders find the way to school? The possibility to take the first steps towards a course sometimes, more often, depends on how well informed the elder learners are. In the lucky case, they find the way and the answer where to learn on the internet. If not, they can get informed by other people, family members, friends, and so on. Or they can be informed by some pensioners, organizations as well. Where were elders welcomed? At Eötvös Loránd University, everything was given to carry out successful learning process. Some features. The size of the classrooms was comfortable for up to 30 learners. Each tools was at hand, and well-prepared educators were ready to help this learning process. Our second statement was that supporting plays a major role for elderly learners. The questions: who guided the learning groups? What did participants learn at the lessons? When could we say we did it? Who guided the learning groups? In the last few years at our university, some PhD students started to conduct seminars for elderly learners. In this case, these PhD students play the dual role, teaching and learning at the same time. Now I'm going to introduce one of my colleagues and myself. Georgina Kassa is sitting among us. Gina, would you like to stand up, please? Thank you. She works for supporting higher education institutions, graduated as historian and sociologist, and her research field is internationalization of higher education. Some words about me. I work as an educational consultant. My degree is andragogue, and I am an andragogue. Andragogue is for adult education. And my research field is reintegration of prisoners back to society. Both of us conducted 2 seminars in the recent academic year. There were 2 seminars, Seminar A and Seminar B, as I called them. The first was held in the autumn semester, and we repeated them in the spring semester. The title of Seminar A was History of European Union, Integration and Education. Its goals were that the participants raised their knowledge about European integration and that they get acquainted with the history of EU. The title of Seminar B was The Role of Media in Learning About Family Roots. My goal was that elderly learners could be able to, they were using a lot of electrical tools, computers and so on, to create a customized audiovisual compilation about the history of their family. When could we say we did it? Only after fulfilling the requirements. Georgina set the following requirements: active participation in discussions and reading the related publications. The method of evaluation was a formative evaluation, and the aspects of evaluation were discussions in groups, questioning and answering, and giving feedback to one another. On my seminars, the requirements were high activity in classes and browsing some readings. As an exam, each participant created and performed a presentation. My aspect of evaluation was the consistency of the presentation. Our third statement was both participants and teachers of the Third Age University raise knowledge. The questions: how often did we meet at school? Which strategy did we apply? And whose experience was rising? How often did we meet at school? To conduct these seminars, the whole time of the semesters was at our disposal. However, we did our best to make a schedule that fitted to the needs of the participants. Sometimes it was the best for us to meet week by week at the seminars, but sometimes we said we need a little longer pause between the lessons. Which strategy did we apply? There were 4 motivational characteristics, 4 motivational aspects or factors appeared in our seminars, which significantly increased our students' motivation. Inclusion, attitude, meaning, and competence. Inclusion is the awareness of adults that they are a part of a learning environment in which they and their instructors are respected by and communicated and close to each other. In our seminars, we felt that after a short time, we felt a good feeling, a mutual sympathy with each other, which was growing until the whole learning process. Attitude. Attitude is a mixture. It's a combination of information, beliefs, values, and emotions, which result in a learned tendency to respond toward particular people or groups. As I mentioned in the introduction, we were open-minded towards the learning of elderly learners, and we were curious about the cooperation with them. Meaning is an increase in the complexity of an experience, as that experience relates to our values or purposes. The competence theory assumes people naturally strive for effective interactions with their world. And that was supported by us at every seminars held by us. We tried to bring our participants into a motivated state, and we kept them in this state until the end of the whole learning process. Whose experience was rising? The interactions between the participants and the teachers led us to the higher experience. The teachers invested their knowledge into the process of developing the participants, and a pedagogical added value assumed that they had a higher and higher knowledge added to their prior knowledge. And they gave feedback to the teachers, and this feedback we have processed, and we had self-evaluation and self-reflexivity, and after that we felt that our knowledge has also risen. As you can see, the feedback of the participants, everybody felt well at the seminars. In a 57% they achieved their goals. Everybody was satisfied with the tutor, with the work of the teachers, and they will recommend our seminars for other people. I can say that we have won something. To win is very important for us, because we are students and we are teachers at the same time. It is a very special role for us. That was very important for us, that we could try out ourselves as teachers in a safe environment. Safe environment means, in this case, that at our university we had only a lower responsibility towards the university. Week by week we got meetings with our supervisor, Zsuzsa Kovács. She's the third, she's not here, I'm sorry. I cannot introduce her personally. She was the third author of this presentation. Every week we met and discussed our experiences gained at the lessons. And we can say that we have not only working, we've been also learning, and this is for us an on-the-job learning. As a summary, we can say that we have been working with adult learners who already had a various kind of motivation, learning motivation. However, they were not fully motivated. They needed a little more supporting to be able to finish their courses. And we gave this motivation for them. And we can see a dual effect, success for both learners and teachers, that we at the classrooms were working as teachers and learners at the same time. That was a high feeling for us. And now we have a lot of experiences about this long work. Thank you for your attention. I would like to show you my QR code. If you want to see my presentation, you can review it. Thank you. Yeah.